I told you that I am teaching you the difference between Samatha and Vipassana meditation. When I really started reading the suttas, I could not separate the two practices. If you are doing Samatha, in order to be a successful meditator, you need to know how your meditation happens, and how meditation happens and what you should do can be understood from the Vipassana practice. So suppose there is a man who is going to buy something from the boutique. He goes out and on the road he sees some pieces of glass, and he knows that somebody can step on the glass and get hurt. So what the man did is, he just put some soil on it and covered it in such a way that nobody will step on it. And the man buys the thing and comes back. When he came back, it rained, and he saw all the pieces of glasses are still on the road and they are clear now. So still somebody can step on them. What he thought to do was to make a pit, dig the earth and make a pit and put them in such a way that nobody can ever step on them. So the glasses here are the 5 hindrances. In your journey, you meet them. If you subdue them temporarily, after the rain of defilements, they open up, they come out. You will have to trade them again. So you have to put them away for a longer time. Of course they can come, but until you learn how to deal with them, you will have to subdue them for a longer duration. It's not that you do it, but they subdue naturally. So these 5 pieces of glasses are your lust. Okay, you have the desire on sensual pleasures. You need to watch movies and enjoy, your faculty of eye. You need to enjoy. You have to smell. You like to smell nice smells. You like to eat nice food. You have to do all that, but these 5 can distract you in your meditation. Suppose you are taking a journey in the woods. You have a little forest path to walk on, and you see many snakes on the path that you are walking along. So what you will do? Will you try to walk against them or choose a different path? You take a different path, because you know that the different path can be safe. For safety, you just don't walk along that path. In your meditation, when you see these snakes of hindrances, it can be your sloth and torpor. You feel sleepy. That's natural. It's just that you don't have to sit along with that practice, but you can maybe change your meditation practice, or stop doing any meditation, or take a shower and come back to sit, or do some walking meditation and come back, or you can sleep. So we just find an alternative and progress in meditation in a better way. For example, the sloth and torpor can be treated in many ways, like I just explained. You need to know how the sloth and torpor occurs. It may be because you ate too much. Moderate eating is very important for a successful meditator. The Buddha asked monks, the Buddha said, monks, please eat only 1 meal a day. 1 meal a day. because the Buddha did that, and there are many monks and many lay people doing that, eating just one meal a day. And all of you have done it many times. Like if you happen to miss it, maybe you are on a long journey, you just eat the meal that you get the next time perfectly, fully enough, so you feel full. But most of the days you eat in the morning, and at about 11 o'clock you start eating the lunch, and the food in the stomach is not digested yet, so you don't feel the appetite on eating. You also have sometimes you have some breaks in between the food, but still you try to eat a snack, maybe in the afternoon, and after that you eat a dinner. So all these cycles work, but you don't know that the body needs a break to digest what is in already. Because you put so much of food in the body tries to digest everything or remove the excess food. So the body tries to put you in a sleep mode, like the camera or the mobile phones that we put in the flight mode. You don't do certain activities, right? The body itself tries to put it into the sleep mode because it needs energy to do the digestion. And also maybe because you haven't eaten enough, you feel sleepy. Or because you haven't slept last night enough, you feel sleepy. Or you slept too much, therefore you feel sleepy. Or you are very tired, so you feel very sleepy. You feel the sloth and torpor. Or naturally, some people are having some fat bodies, and they feel sleepy because of their body. So we need to know how this happens, not why it happens, and fight against. So if we know how it happens, like in a retreat, at a moment like this, you are feeling sleepy because it's just the kind of hot time of the day and the time right after the meal. So many things are happening inside, and then you might feel sleepy. So these are the hindrances. This is one of the baddest hindrances that someone may have to deal with, and you just know how it happens and you find a way how to get rid of it. So you will have a very natural sitting and natural meditation experience. Also with your restlessness, if you have somebody died, if you heard somebody has died 2 hours ago, your meditation won't be as good as you used to have 2 hours before, because you are having the restless feelings of your friend who has died. Or if you have some other needs of maybe sending a text message to somebody, you are restless inside because you are examining something, like you are doing something inside. So these are the hindrances. We have 5. The first one is dealing with sense doors, sensual pleasures. You have the desire on enjoying the senses. And the second one is anger, aversion. You fight against your pain, you fight against your enemies, whoever. If somebody makes noise and distract you, you just fight against with that person. And then your sloth and torpor, the sleepiness in the thoughts and in the mind, sloth and torpor. And the next one is your restlessness. And the last one is your doubts, whether what you are doing is right or not. Should this meditation be done or not? Likewise, you have doubts whether this is true or not, likewise. So what you do is, you just find an alternative and change your path and start sitting. You start doing your meditation, maybe in a different place, maybe with a different object of meditation, or with a different group, or with a different teacher. So this little explanation goes with your samatha experience. So tranquilizing experience. What samatha means Chittang sameti iti samato. Tranquilizing the chitta, the mind. The busy mind gets a break and tranquilizes. This is samatha. Like whatever the hindrances that hindrance your path will be maybe pushed away into the boundary without coming into the big screen, the middle screen, main screen, temporarily until you have a good meditation. But when you don't have any meditation, you will have those hindrances coming up. You will have them coming up. You will know how to deal with them, and they are just friends. If they are not coming up, you are not a human being. You are not a being in the sensual world. So they are coming up, they are going away. So we understand the nature of them. And if you really want to treat them nicely, you need to learn how to see Visesena, which means specially seeing. And that is insight practice. Visesena passati iti vipassana. You just see very specially how things happen. For example, you have lust arising and you just stop for a moment and see how it happened. How really it happened. You saw something from your eyes. Depending on the eye and the form, eye contact happens, and then eye feelings arise. Depending on the eye and the form, you first have the eye consciousness, and you just know how it happens. You are conscious on something now, and now you try to understand what it is. You name it, and you have an image in your mind, and now you try to make use of your five, six sense doors to experience how it feels like. Because you have the sense doors, you have the contact happens with the body, and this contact causes feelings. It can be a pleasant feeling, it can be a painful feeling, it can be neither painful nor pleasant feeling. And because of these feelings, you have the craving. You decide whether to cling to, whether to crave for that, or whether to fight against that one. If it is the pain, you fight against. If it is something pleasurable, you stay holding to it. So the craving happens, and if you really want it, you will have clinging towards that way. If you really don't want it, you will have clinging coming up the other way. So wanting it or don't wanting it, both can make a clinging. Because you don't want it, you fight against it. Like fear, for example. You don't like the fear, and you know that at these moments you can get the fear. So when those moments come, you just wait for the fear to come and build up your memory. There is this gland in the brain where these emotions are located, and the memory is located, and that activates, and the hormones are released. So you let it happen, and then you come to a state where when you fight or flight. You fight against, or you just want to go away. So this is clinging. Because of this clinging, dependently, your habitual existence happens. So what I just explained to you was Vipassana, seeing how things happen. You see specially. It's like Ānāpānasati in Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta. You understand the Dhammas, the nature. You understand how the 7 awakening factors happen, how your 6 sense doors are working, how your 5 aggregates work, how your understanding of Four Noble Truth happen. So all these deal with your Vipassana practice. So can you really separate Vipassana from your meditation from Samatha? If you are doing meditation, you will have to do both together to become a successful meditator, right? If somebody says, I am doing only Samatha meditation, like there is a Samatha trust in England, and he is coming to teach here in Sri Lanka in Hantani Retreat Center. If you have attended any retreat, you know. I'm not criticizing his center, it's just a name. But for you, since you know what is Samatha and what is Vipassana, can you really separately do Samatha practice only? And can somebody do only Vipassana practice? Can you say that I am doing only Vipassana? Cannot. Because Samatha happens in Vipassana, Vipassana happens in Samatha, and both happen in a good meditation. You cannot separate the two. So, in the future, if you happen to discuss or teach meditation, please never separate Samatha from Vipassana. Just look at my palm. You know this side is here because this side is at the other side. Even though you can't see my palm now, you know it is right there at the other side. Right? You know the palm is right beside this side, like two sides of a coin. One side is there because of the other side also there. So please try not to separate Samatha from Vipassana, but understand both alike and apply in your practice, and you will become a very successful meditator. I will explain this more in when I am discussing the Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta as we get a chance. So if we are doing a breathing meditation right now, just suppose you have a distraction coming up. If you know how, if you need to deal with the distraction, not to fight with it, if you need to deal with the distraction, you need to know how Vipassana, you need to make use of your Vipassana knowledge. That is all you need to know, and then that distraction becomes your teacher. Not a teacher from outside, but the distraction. Because you are the one who travels along the path. You are the one who knows your mental world, your attachments, your likenesses and dislikenesses, where your mind is, where you will be. So you know how to deal with them, and those distractions will become the teacher for you. The mind itself will teach you, and the next question will be your teacher in meditation. This is how meditation happens, and this is how I happen to deal with many meditation teachers over the past. Even though I studied Pali in the university, without exaggerating about myself, I always found a break in the vacation period to go and sit in a meditation center. Always I found a break. I found a chance to go. I applied in advance and I got in. I didn't have my mobile phones with me, no email, no internet access, but just sitting there and dealing with other meditators. Maybe you are allowed to talk, maybe you are not allowed to talk. And I was going Pindapata on certain occasions just to see a difference from the regular world, regular student world you are in. And that certainly helped me to have a good memory and pass my exams properly and secure, let's say, some good marks and pass my exams, get the degrees and do whatever, only to make my teacher happy. on another angle. Not because I enjoyed doing that, but I was able to balance the two. It's because of my meditation. For you all, this experience is a very good chance for you to understand what is meditation and understand how your mind and body relationship work, and make a chance in the future to sit and take a break. Like the Buddha told to Angulimala, the Buddha was not really running, but through the psychic powers, he made a gap in between Angulimala and the Buddha. Now, Angulimala was a runner, he was running fast. And Angulimala asked the Buddha to stop. The Buddha said, I have stopped. And when will you stop? So this was something unexpected. So Angulimala really started thinking. He was a wise student, right? He was a very learned scholar. He has learned so many Upanishads and everything, whatever they had for the best during the day. So he just quickly thought, this recluse seems a powerful person. He must be meaning something when he says he has stopped. So Angulimala just immediately realized that what he has been doing is wrong, and if he tries to continue this way, he will never stop. So he thought to have a break, and he stopped. Right there he came to the understanding of something hit, something just clicked in his mind. And that was his release. He realized that he doesn't have to make this offer to the teacher. And it was easy for the Buddha to tame him and teach him the Dhamma. And he quickly attained the Nibbana. Okay, it's 2:30 now. Any questions so far? Yes, there is a question of sitting longer, right? Is it hard to sit like this? If it is hard, please stand up and start moving. And when you come next time, we will go to a step of observing the short breath and the long breath, as in the Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta. So we are not moving to a step of counting the breath. I don't see such practices in the suttas. We will not try to observe a point in your nostrils. I don't see it in the suttas. Like people teach you to focus on your nostrils or the lips or the chest or the abdomen. Have you read such things in the suttas? No.